Hello, all from One Pitch Catch. 43 games of the IPL are now over. We just finished a game between CSK and SRH that ended in a win for SRH. Uh, is it therefore now over for CSK? The other team is obviously Rajasthan Royals, pretty much tied on points with CSK with just a little bit of a difference on net run rate. So is it over for them also? It almost seems like both of them just find ways to lose, but at different ends of the spectrum. CSK will lose pretty early on. RR will go all the way till the last over of the match and then lose. They just keep
Not
finding
just
ways.
not just the last over. They will even go onto the 42nd over to lose.
Super over.
Um, yeah, I think it's pretty much done for. I mean, even the maximum, miraculously, even if they win all their remaining matches, also they can. I think they can't win the remaining matches if RR and CSK are playing one each and against each other. But if it's the case, then also they'll reach only 14, which is way too less
Yeah,
compared. I mean, there are teams with 12 points after 8 games.
correct. Yeah.
So it's very difficult for RR. I don't see RR and CSK. Um, of course, RR, I expected it from the team they had picked, but the CSK was a shock.
Yeah.
But things got wrong. I think we'll go to at the season end review about all those things. But yeah, yesterday's game and today's game effectively showed that they are not in the race.
And what about other teams that you're observing?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that we have to talk now is the resurgence of MI.
Hmm.
Which was, of course, expected. The scary team that they had assembled. It was surprising that they were languishing at the bottom, close to the bottom of
Yeah.
the table for the first 5, 6 games. Now they have won 4 games in a row, and they are pretty much fourth,
Very
I think.
convincingly.
And also they are. I mean, everybody is coming to form. There
Yeah.
seems to be no weak link. They have I mean, last game with SRH could have been all out for a double-digit score, but for the Klassen innings.
Arsenal.
Finally, Klassen also got back to form. He was not scoring runs all through this year, so that helped. But apart from that, I think GT, DC, and RCB are on top the way they have been
Yeah.
performing. So those three with Mumbai look the likely candidates for the playoffs now. But I think Punjab Kings and LSG are also in with the chance. But I would say
LSG may be an
Punjab.
outside shot.
I think Punjab Kings has a better chance because of they have 1 game extra than LSG, and also already they are in a better run rate than LSG,
Hmm.
though they are tied in the same points. So it's going to be an interesting battle. I really think though RR, CSK, and KKR, the way they have been playing, I think they are pretty much not in the race. I think. I mean, I mean, of course, more than technically, KKR can still make it. Um,
Yeah, correct.
so
They could win.
I think it's
But I
going to be
think,
very because yeah, even the top teams that we mentioned, like the GTs and the DCs, are they're also going to push it
yeah,
hard to
exactly.
get there. So it's going to get difficult for the teams which are struggling. Let's see. I
And
mean,
but
these
GT and DC have been pretty impressive, right? GT especially so.
exactly.
Uh,
And
I
one or
think
two
what
games,
seeing
sorry,
is,
so, on 1 or 2 games with CSK and RR could make a huge difference if they beat somebody and all those things. That could become
yeah,
a but DC, yes, like you said, Jaga, yes, DC has been mighty impressive with their batting and bowling, and
yeah, I think what we're seeing with most of these teams, and perhaps you can include MI in that list as well, is all the parts are sort of coming together, right? I mean, the bowlers are finding form, the batsmen are finding form at the right time, the combinations are working out. Like CSK was is still trying out people. Like they brought in that guy Ayush Matre for and a couple of games ago. He did hit it around, but you can't be in a discovery phase when more than half the tournament is already
Yeah,
over.
today Deval Brevis made his CSK
Previously, I
debut.
made it. Yeah,
So yes, that's a very valid point. They cannot. You should have finalized the teams by now.
correct. Yeah.
Hmm. And
RCB
even
is
the
also
batting
pretty.
order, they are still struggling with the batting order. Suddenly sending Jadeja up and then Huda down and
Um,
things like that. It's still
yeah.
unsettled.
And they didn't play Ashwin today. He was listed as one of their
Yeah,
possible
one of
impact sub.
this.
He didn't even play today, I think.
Yeah, I think so. Hmm.
So that's pretty bizarre. RCB seems to be doing pretty well. I think we did call it out at the early part of when we started the series. And they've now started winning at home as well. Out of their remaining 5 games, 3 of them are at home, 2 are away. So through any combination, they should generally be in the running for the top 3 or 4 slots for sure.
We
I
have,
guess
I mean,
among the others, SRH, it seems very hit or miss, but and that's kind of reflective of how their overall playing style also seems to be. They were 4 down for almost nothing until Klaasen saved them the previous game. Today they were still not that fully convincing. Although I mean, it's not in this season. It's not a big deal to beat CSK, so you can't really take that as a validation of them returning to form or having some confidence. Speaking of which, Rishabh seems very short on confidence, right? I think that's the biggest problem that LSG have. He's either not even showing up to bat, or he's coming in with 2 balls to go and getting out for a duck, or he's scoring like 2 of 6 balls and things like that. It just seems very bizarre. He's never been the player that will take T20 games by the scruff of their neck. Although India did use him in the T20 World Cup last year to come in at 4 just to break up the right-handers. But the season he's just short on confidence.
Definitely, Jaga. Yes, that is one of the main talking points, I think, the last week. Though the teams have been going up and down in the table, I think Rishabh Pant not coming to bat and the way that he's handling his fielders and bowlers while he's leading the team on the field also is very uh, questionable and different from the way that we know Pant usually.
Yeah,
I mean, even when we've lost to New Zealand 3-0, or when we lost in Australia and all, he seemed pretty cool, though he was
right.
not captain. I mean, of course, the losses would have hurt, but he seemed to be the character who will just move on with life and go into
Yeah,
the next match. And now he is. I think clearly something's wrong between the owners and him, or though both of them might refute that. But I think it's not the Rishabh Pant that we all know of. He's shouting
right.
at fielders for when they misfield. When the throw doesn't come in properly to him, he's giving them a stare. These are all very unlike Rishabh Pant, right?
Right, yeah, absolutely.
So
And then
that's
what
something that.
about any other observation that you have on any of the other teams?
And again, I mean, GT had a very clinical win. But again, Sai Kishore didn't finish his 4 overs. He just
Oh,
bowled three
yeah.
overs. I don't know why. I mean, I mean, you can argue that the last over Ishan Sharma bowled just to get into the groove because the game was already won by that time. But
Hmm.
again, Sai Kishore bowled only 3 overs. He bowled well again, but he bowled only 3 overs. Let us see but one interesting thing is the way Ashish keeps talking to Shubman Gill on the boundary line, and the way he does almost like a football coach, football
Coach,
manager
yeah.
slash coach. The way he handles the team, I think he's doing a great job with the team because they've lost a lot of people after. I mean, like
Yeah, correct.
especially Glenn Phillips and Kagiso Rabada. Kagiso
Yeah,
Rabada is gone for personal reasons, and we don't know when he's going to be back. Glenn Phillips is completely
yeah.
out.
Good.
Though Glenn Phillips didn't play a game, even when he was fit. But in spite of it, they're playing with 2 foreigners, 3 foreigners, and winning games. They're
Correct,
not
yeah.
dependent on that. They're doing a great job. Sai Sudarshan and Gill and Butler at the top of the order are just
Yeah.
sealing the game when
Just
they are
saying.
batting. They're just sealing the
Yeah.
game when they're batting.
They pretty much don't even get to like number 6 or 7. They're just
Yeah,
wrapping it up well before
they're
that
just sealing
stage.
the game with them. And
But
of course, the
I
bowlers
think
are also doing a
somebody,
good job.
somebody needs to tell the GT management though that by not bowling Sai Kishore his full quota of overs here, that 1 over or 2 overs that he does not bowl, it does not get added up, and then they can bowl 7 over spells for him in the knockouts and
Playoffs.
finals. It doesn't work that way. So it's bizarre why they're not doing it.
The way he's bowling has been a revelation, I think. Really, I mean, unbelievably. I mean, it's so nice to watch him bowl. forget the runs or the singles or
Correct,
the
correct.
boundaries or the wickets. The way he the like the spinner, no, they say no, they hold the ball on a
Flying you.
string and do it. It's just that's what நூல் புடிச்சு போடுற மாதிரி அந்த மாதிரி அவன் பண்றான். So that will be very nice.
Yeah.
Let's see how. I mean, he could have been top of the purple cap if he had bowled all his full
Yeah.
overs,
If you had bowled all, yeah.
all his full overs in all the games. I
Yeah.
mean, even though now he's in the top five, I think still.
Correct. But he's
He could have,
joined with a bunch of other people, right?
yeah,
He could
he
have.
could have been number one clearly.
Cool. Great. I think that's pretty much the observations that we had. A few games coming up. We have KKR and Punjab tomorrow, and then two games on Sunday, Mumbai, LSG, Delhi, and RCB. All ones to watch out for. Particularly, I think the ones involving RCB and Delhi and Mumbai and PK will give us not sorry, Mumbai and LSG will give us a better idea about how these teams progress. So that's about it. Any closing thoughts?
Mean that the runs, like we always keep saying in the last two, three, the runs have gone down.
Oh
It's
yeah,
not the lot of those 200s. It's the 160, 170, 180, which is still winning games. So it
bad
is
checks.
happening. It happens. So it is kind of going to the end. And I think the bowlers are having a better say than the first 20 games, I would say. The last
Mm.
10, 15 games, the bowlers are kind of having a better say in terms of the scores, and it's not looking like a batsman doing
Yeah, correct.
massacring the bowlers. So it's becoming an equal contest. So it's very interesting to watch. IPL has gotten more interesting towards this phase now, I feel, this year.
Are the bad checks still a factor?
Mm, that
Seen,
is. I mean, a lot of things. A couple of controversial things could be the bad thing, and the Vaibhav Suryavamshi again is. I am really doubt if he's 14. Personally, I am not sure. Last video we touched upon it, especially with
yeah,
Dravid being there. It is very unlikely that he will not be age fraud.
young.
He will be the right age, but. The way he bats, and also his if I mean couple of starting the IPL with couple of sixers and all those things is kind. But the next game is yesterday versus RCB. The way he played, I don't think it is the right way to approach. If he harbors any thoughts of playing at the highest level, he has to
Yeah,
change his game a few. He can't throw his bat around like that. I
yeah,
mean,
correct.
maybe it was the RR plan for that game,
Instructions,
if
yeah,
that is the way, but it cannot sustain him for long. I
correct,
am
yeah.
reminded of Jake Fraser McGurk last year who did this, and he was extremely successful last year, but this year he's not able to buy a run.
Hmm.
So that's how. Let us see
Okay,
what it goes.
let's see. Great.
Uh,
That's about a wrap here for this week, and we'll come back again next week, rounding up some of the other games. Thank you all.
yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Bye bye.